Good morning, students. I hope you're fit and fine, right? Today, we'll continue this note making topic. Yesterday, in our previous class, we learned how to make notes, how to give a title, make further notes in main points and subpoints, and also how to write the summary, right? So, dear all, yes, please make a note of few things in your notepads, which we have discussed yesterday also. Notes must be brief. They must be in points, not complete sentences. Phrasal sentence, or you can say phrases can be there covering the points and the subpoints. If you feel like that subpoints can have one or two subpoints, it will also be wonderful, right? Then you need to write 4 to 5 main points and their subpoints, right? We discussed the format also yesterday. Now, while writing the abbreviation, while abbreviating few words while making notes, we can use symbols. And some common abbreviations are already there which we can use if we find in the passage. Example, I'm writing an on the board. In place of and, I can write this and can mention in the key where I have, after the notes, I am making a key to application, right? So, if you see on the board, recognizable symbols and abbreviations, example UP, USA, they are there in the passage, right? Then common abbreviations, signs, how we write Mr., Mrs., government, doctor, etc. The common symbols I have mentioned, positive, negative, rising, falling, right? So this way we can create. Now figures we can use, if they are there, rather writing 100 HUND, we can write 100 kg, 26%, right? So if figures are there, you can use them also. You must use them, right? Maximum. So, and now these are some standard and common recognizable abbreviations and symbols. Suppose there in the passage it is educational, right? So I can write EDNAL. So then this I have created, but create with the help of the sound, educational. So I have created my, I have abbreviated educational this profession, PROFN, right? So this way, problem, PROB. I am making notes and these words are coming again and again in my notes in these few lines and sentences. I could create my own, right? I hope this is clear, right? Now, we solved one exercise yesterday, which was based on terrorism. Let me make you revise again with a small passage, which we can do, right? Yes, this we have already discussed, children, that how we are going to make our notes, title, main points, supporting points, headings, right, subheadings, systematic organization, right. Then we have discussed just now these symbols and all, summarizing, and we can just revise this summarizing also. Use the notes made to draft the sum. The notes that you have made, you can use them only, those only to summarize, right? Now, use the points, make them into complete sentences. Write short sentences. In notes, you have used phrases. In summary, you will write your summary in 80 words using sentences and taking all the important points from the passage. Join the sentences using words like not only but also. That is the grammatical part. Wherever you feel like you can link them properly. Follow the word limit 80 words. Now this passage is there, which is right, which is there. If you see the construction of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Now this passage can be made into, if it is asked that draft notes out of this or write. There are two parts in note. The first part is notes, and the second part summarizing. Notes include the title, the notes in 4 points, 5 points as we discussed, and the key to abbreviation, right? And then we have summary, summarizing the passage. So if you see this passage, if you read on the screen in your mind, you see it's talking about Leaning Tower of Pisa, which began in 1173. It completed in 1300. Now we can write from first part, the history, right? After that, some points can be covered, like how we can cover the change of the point. Whenever there is a change in the passage, first it is talking about when it was built, completed, and also one point can be there for this. The second one we are going to pick up, we're going to read. The Tower of Pisa is the church's bell tower. The city of Pisa was at the beginning a simple but important Italian seaport. With its, you can even take in the history part, right? Now we can talk of fame and power grew gradually over the years, right? When the people were involved in various military conflicts and trade agreements. In this point, we have got a second point. Growth of power and fame. 2 points. Military conflicts and trade agreements. Right? So this way we can move on. Identity of Tower of Pisa's Pisa's architects is a mystery. Then there is phases. The first phase and the second phase, right? So who were involved in the first phase and the second phase? We can take this as the second point also, right? So when we move on to the next 800 years, it became clear 55-meter tower wasn't just leaning, but was actually falling. Right? Destabilize the tower's foundations. What? The reasons for destabilization. Shifting soil had destabilized the tower's foundations. Right? So this way, reasons for its leaning we get here in this part. We can even change. It's not that whatever the notes, but this can be covered up. The important things can be covered up. Students may differ in their notes in points little bit, right? So the next stories were built slightly taller on the shorter side of the tower in an attempt to compensate for the lean. However, the weight of the extra floors caused the edifice to sink further and lean more. So why it is called, even can be written the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Why it is called Leaning Tower of Pisa? Because this all happened, you can write in 3 points. The soft ground, right? Building of more stories, one after the another. Right? Now, if you see, this has been little bit made. You can align it to the left side, which is not here, and the first main point has been taken as A, then A1, A2, and A2.1. We can take 1, then A, B, C, and Roman numbers and like that. Okay. So reasons behind construction of tower. Here the answer has been taken this way: construction of Leaning Tower of Pisa. Reasons behind construction of the tower, right? Then see, construction of Leaning Tower of Pisa began in August, right? So this way it has been written. Wars, debt, problems of, right? Reasons behind construction of tower: to show their growth, religious power, and of course, fame. To show the world their importance. So, and importance, then phases, okay? Then key to abbreviations. Construction, you can, but let me tell you one point: the word construction is used in the main points. We do not abbreviate words in the main points, we abbreviate in the sub points. You may find in some samples of books, in the main points, the words are sometimes abbreviated, which is not correct. So I have made a correction here. Construction is coming in the main point A and B, so it cannot be abbreviated. If it had come in B1 or B2, it could have been done, right? I would suggest you to restrict yourself to main points and sub points, and one point including sub points, right? It is not required all the time to give sub points. Now summary. The construction of Leaning Tower of Pisa began in so year 1173 under Bonino, Pisano, and Gerardo, though there were many interruptions, but they were proved to be a boon later as it compressed the soft soil beneath the tower. The tower was built to show their importance to the world, and you can even write the reasons that we have written, that the religious importance, their power and fame, to show their growth. We can write the real identity of the architects still remain a mystery, right? While making of the tower, architects tried their best to stop its leaning, but all efforts proved to be futile, and finally, Tommaso Pisano completed it as Leaning Tower of Pisa, right? Because they could not stop the leaning of the tower. Yes, I hope, dear students, you have understood how to make notes and how to concise them, a passage of 450 words or 350 words into points, right? If you have any query, you can ask. Okay. So, dear students, you can practice some note making exercises, and if you have any problem, you can ask in the next class, right? Do revise all the points that we have shared, how to create notes, how to give a suitable title to it. Very importantly, because when you write title, you actually get 1 mark for that. When you make notes, you get 2 to 3 marks for that. When you write key to abbreviation, you get 1 mark. So then you get full on full, 4 on 4 or 5 on 5. And when you write summary, you get 3 marks for that. Sometimes now after the change, it is of 4 marks. Summary also. So 2 marks for content of the summary and 2 marks for grammatical accuracy and expression. So you can make this question this question comprises of 5 to 6 marks, 8 marks, right? 4 plus 4, 5 plus 3, right? Like that. So this way we complete this topic, note making, and we'll continue the next lesson in the next class. God bless you all.